Kamala Harris voters, good news. I'm going to break this down to you. It is March 4th, 2025. I know you're thinking, whoa, wait a minute. This is right before the State of the Union address. This is right after the Dow Jones has dropped as low as 1,600 points. Right now, as I record this, it's 1,000 points down. How in the world could there be good news? There's lots of it. The first thing I want to point out is that out of 26 cases, we won 25. We won another one for a federal watchdog who got fired. She got fired, and now they've kicked it up to the Supreme Court. But they lost. Trump lost their 25th court case today. And it was a federal watchdog just like Hampton Denninger, who is in the Supreme Court as well. See, Trump's trying to get the freedom to fire federal employees, and it hasn't worked. There's a signal that he may lose this Supreme Court case because they tried to get Denninger to be temporarily fired until the Supreme Court ruled on it. Turns out they weren't feeling that. Out of 9 Supreme Court justices, right, only 2 said that they were with that. So that's a signal that maybe he shouldn't have done that. But we'll see. He's willing to press it. There are going to be hundreds of court cases with this guy that comes out. Thing number 2, he was absolutely embarrassed by Zelensky. The whole world looks at him like a fool. He's trying to play it like he's the strong guy, and he wasn't. You don't do that. Here's a history lesson on Zelensky, Ukraine, U.S., and Russia. We as a country made an agreement along with Russia and UK back in 1991. It was called the Budapest Agreement. See, when the USSR went under, when the old Russia went under, Ukraine became the 3rd holder of nuclear weapons. And America, Russia, and the UK said, hey, listen, y'all don't have any experience dealing with that. Give them nukes over to Russia. Just give them to Russia. Let them handle it. Y'all don't even have the budget to maintain it. And what we promise as these 3 nations is to take care of you. We will take care of you. We will watch out for you. You don't have to worry about that. Well, Russia not only invaded 3 years ago, but they've tried to have all sorts of talks with Russia, and they've had several peace treaties. So a peace treaty is garbage, it's stupid. But then America has backed out now from aiding Ukraine. What does that say to international groups that develop their own nuclear program? To heck with trying to get along with the superpowers, because they will turn on you like a dog. The other minus on this from our nation is our influence in the world, so that we can get better goods and services and be able to keep our nation safe through working with other nations. Nobody trusts us now, and rightfully so under Trump. But then that brings me to good news number 3. The EU is supporting Ukraine more than ever. They're jumping in and backing up. I'm hoping that they allow Turkey to finally get into the EU, because the reality is Turkey's part of NATO, and Turkey is the largest army holder. They have nukes, everything to go up against Russia. Francis said, listen, I'm throwing my nukes in there. England said, I'll throw troops on the ground. Poland has requested additional troops at the border. It's about to be a 3rd World War. Now, that doesn't sound good, but the good news behind this is that, one, what's going to happen is Russia is going to get the ultimate butt whipping, and Ukraine will be taken care of, not to mention the whole world contributing services. What Trump did caused the world and Europe to act and support Ukraine more. That's the good news. Here's the other good news that I want to point out to you. And I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but Canada and Mexico and China tariffs are going to turn out to be a great thing for the liberals. I'm kid you not. Here's why. He's tanked the stock market as low as 1,600. He's now even 1,000 points down. He's going to get on the State of Union and lie. What a surprise. Trump lied? No, never. Then what he's going to do is he's going to come out there and tell these crazy, crazy stories. And first of all, we all know what that means in the market. Fear in the market, diving down. And he's coming after Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, Veterans Benefits, Affordable Care Act. He's coming after him. He's coming after him. And food stamps, SNAP. And now there are millions of MAGAs who realize that. And that brings me to the last point, is that MAGA has joined us in this fight, because MAGA is now in those town hall meetings. They're doing their own town hall meetings, and they're like, no freaking way you're going to get rid of these free food for poverty children. You're not going to cut back all our stuff while you are making a $4.5 trillion for billionaires. Now, why is that good news for us? One, it activates MAGA. They finally jumping on their own people. They joined in the fight with Democrats, ironically. Two, it's a great thing because we have some Congress seats for Senate and House of Representatives coming up in November. Now, even though Trump can't be president anymore, and no, he's not going to try to run a third term. He don't have the strength to make it through this. Here's the thing. With those unpopular policies, we could flip the House and the Senate. They don't have a landslide lead. They only have 3 extra people for the Senate and only 2 in the House. All we need is a good 4 or 5 people to come in, and it's on. We stop them. But in the meanwhile, is it going to be ugly? Is it going to be rough? Yes, it's going to be very ugly and very rough. I'm not going to lie to you. We need to hold tight. You need to stay every week onto your reps. Join indivisible.org. They are great with scripts and everything to send to people if you're in a red or blue state. Hang in there. Subscribe on my channel, Darren Monroe Politics. It's going to be okay. We're going to make it through this.